Welcome to Spine Chillers and Serial Killers. Emma's got the haunting shadows in the night. Becky digs the crime scenes, tales of bloody fright. Tash just sits there wide-eyed, did that really occur? Laughing through the chaos of the creepy and absurd. Spine chillers and serial killers, where the ghosts meet the crime scene thrillers. Spooky, funny, strange, but true. They've got a nightmare just for you. Don't look behind you. Did you hear that?
Hello and welcome to this week's Spine Chillers and Serial Killers. I'm Tash.
I'm Becky.
And I'm Emma. Hello.
We have been doing this for what? 4 years?
A while. Oh, God, 4
Are
years.
we
No,
okay?
more than that.
Well, I think it might be 5. Wasn't it 2021?
2021.
2-0 to the 2-1, baby.
5 years. Fuck.
And we still faff around like we've been doing it for 2 minutes.
Well, again, hopefully it makes us endearing.
Yeah, maybe.
You all right?
Anyway, how's everyone?
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting has happened in the week?
Oh, there's a new virus come over.
Oh,
Is it?
hantavirus.
Hentavirus.
What's it called?
I've heard of that, though. Something to do with mice or rats.
Yeah, hantavirus. There's a cruise ship that's actually docked, but nobody's allowed off it because they've got it on board.
Oh, is that the thing where people were dying?
Yeah. That's
Yeah, but I thought it was from poo. Like, you know, like if you have a shed and it's full of mice and then you go and clean the shed out without wearing a mask. I thought that's how you got it. How have they got it on a cruise ship?
Well, this is why I won't drink out of a can. Do you think it's like when rats piss on cans and then you drink it, you can get sick from that, can't you? Can't you get like listeria
I think rodents
from
are
that?
nasty.
I drink out of cans all the fucking time. You've just
I
ruined
can't.
it for me.
You're living life on the edge, Emma.
Drinking out of a can is my adrenaline sport.
There's nothing better than Coke out of a can or a bottle, though. Like a glass bottle. Or glass bottle is king.
I
Yeah.
like a
And
beer
then
out of a bottle.
Tin.
You know, when you were younger and you'd see like a documentary or like Inside the Factory or something like that, or they'd be on like Watchdog or whatever shitty program it was in the 90s. So I physically am really against bananas. Not because of bananas.
I wonder what subject you were going to go into. You had to take a deep breath before mentioning it.
She is very physically against bananas.
Physically and mentally.
Fuck bananas.
And spiritually.
It's not the bananas themselves. It's, you know, when you have to go and get it out of the boxes.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
just
scared that
there's
a
gonna be
spider will come
a
out.
spider.
Yeah.
And that was a thing, wasn't it?
I think
Well,
maybe.
yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
That they had their nest of spiders, or that it burst
Yeah.
out of the spiders.
And then
Yes.
you'd like get
Burst out
your
the
bananas
bananas.
home and there'd be like spiders in your house.
Yeah.
And also,
Tarantulas.
so that has really stuck with me from childhood.
Fuck
And
bananas.
also the cans.
And fuck cans. Yeah.
The cans in warehouses and factories, and the rats and mice are just running all over and pissing all
Yeah,
over them.
I'm pissing on
you
them.
can I'm sure it's like listeria or something you can get from it. And that's just...
For dogs,
Stuck with me.
I know for dogs it's leptoplasmosis, I think. Yeah,
no, it's at them.
because that's why you get your dogs vaccinated.
I don't
and
think. I
that's-
think
know
you
what
just get ill
listeria
from
is. Do you
eating
get
pissy
listeria
things.
from cheese?
Listeria's from cheese.
I thought it was mouthwash.
That's Listerine. Oh, I love you.
It's almost the same.
I missed you guys.
It's why
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of cans or bananas because of childhood trauma from shows.
Was it the same time that we learned that we eat 8 spiders a year in our sleep.
In our
Is it the
sleep,
same
yeah.
sort of
Probably.
thing?
And then is it 8 a year or is it 8 in your lifetime? No one really knows. do
So
they?
I remember some twat was like, every night. I was like, I'm not eating 8 spiders a night. I don't think so. I would be full in the morning.
But all of those lies are probably the same lies of like you can't drive with the light on in the back of the car.
Oh, yeah, no, it's illegal.
'Cause
My
it's
parents
illegal.
told me.
No, it's just really
pulled over
distracting.
by
It's not legal. It's just really distracting.
It is just really annoying. You can't see properly.
Yeah.
I've already told my children that it's illegal to put that light on. I'm like, turn it off, I'm going to get pulled up.
And also the same liars when the ice cream van plays his song. It's because it's actually run out, not to let you know it's there.
Oh, that's brutal. Did you get told
That's
that?
Yeah, and I tell my kids that.
Oh, that's
Your parents
abuse.
didn't want you to have joy.
The funniest thing about that was not the funniest thing, it's not even that funny, but the other weekend we were around my friend's house. There was a big group of us, and I had actually taken round some like ice lollies for the kids, so I'd got like a pack of 16. Like there was loads of us there, and as my friend's boyfriend turned up, we're all sat outside drinking wine, the kids are all playing. He's like, the ice cream van's there. We're like, yeah, we know, they're playing the song because there's none left. Like, we all said it at the same time. And he hasn't got kids. Like, he's just, and he's quite new to, like, the whole being around lots of people with kids. And we were like, yeah, no, there's no ice cream left. That's what it's playing. He's like, what are you lot on about? He's like, kids, who wants an ice cream? We took them all outside and got them ice cream. And we were like, fuck you.
Be like, shut up. Yeah, it's alright. He does it once at a barbecue, but if you have to do it every single time the bastard things go by your house.
Our friend's quite wealthy, so to him, he was just like, yeah, fuck it. Whereas we're like, I'm not paying £5 for an ice cream for my child. And he was like,
When I can get
I
can get a 6-pack for the same price.
Yeah, I was like, I've got ice lollies. I bought ice lollies.
Oh, it's just the same as us going, oh, we got McDonald's at home.
Yeah, we got
No,
chips
we
and burgers in the
didn't.
freezer.
That's what we do. That's what we do. We can have burgers. We can make our own.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our
dear.
homemade burgers now on another level compared to what they used to be. My homemade burgers are so nice compared to what I used to. I just think my burger game has just lifted so much. I think as when I was younger, I didn't put anything on my burger apart from like ketchup, obviously, or a little bit of cheese. Whereas, you need to put other stuff
get
on.
gherkin in there.
You need to get in there, babes.
Bit of
Whoa.
pickle. Bit of pickle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and my 6-year-old has graduated from only having nuggets to now having burgers with us.
Oh.
So that's part of growing up, going from nuggies to burgers. So yeah, congratulations to her.
But also, as the kids get bigger, like, it's so expensive to eat out because they want adult
Fucking
meals, don't
is.
they?
It's like, are you sure
I
you don't want a
know.
Happy Meal? No, Mum, I'm
Yeah.
11. I don't want a
Yeah.
Happy Meal.
No, Mum, Heaven's like, oh, I'm shaving, Mum, I'm shaving.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, should we
Anyway.
crack on?
Should we podcast
Right.
rather than talking about no
Yeah,
relevance?
because
at
if we
all?
talk about shaving, I'm going to go on about telling you about my new wax machine and the fact that I had to wax my own armpits.
Oh, I thought you were going to say funny then.
I did the sides, like the bikini bit.
How was that?
But not. It was fine because I didn't go too far in, but it's
Yeah.
definitely lopsided. There's definitely one side that's bolder than the other.
Do you know what, though,
around
babe?
the bottom,
We're always...
around the bottom, around a bit further down.
We're lopsided anyway, babe. It's fine.
It's fine. No one else
Yeah.
is going in there apart from probably me and my husband. So.
Well, one would hope.
Well,
Nobody else should be
no
down
one else
there.
should be going down there.
I was thinking about getting one of those wax machines. So it's the little pots that heat up the wax.
Yeah, really good. Recommend.
I was going to do it on my chin because I'm getting a bit bristly.
Have you
It's my age.
absorbed a chin? If you get chins, if you get it round your chin, they say that you absorbed a twin in the womb, and that's her vagina on your chin.
Oh, fuck off. There's me going, oh, what's she on about? What's she on about?
Awful. Is that true? Or you just made
No,
that up?
she's...
No, it's,
No, I
it's
mean-
a girl that a girl there's this really funny girl that does her chin waxing online, and that's what she calls a Jemima.
Chugly! That's why I want a wax machine!
She's brilliant, isn't she?
Just fuck it off! Just fuck it off!
What a beautiful crop! Look at the follicles! What a marvellous harvest! Oh, she's so funny.
Oh, I love that you know her too. She calls her Jemima, her twin that she absorbed in the womb.
See, lady beards are funny.
You should go and check out Chugly on, I watch her on TikTok. Is she on Instagram?
Everything.
Yeah, I watch her on Instagram. I can't
Facebook,
go on TikTok.
everything.
I just get lost.
Yeah. It's all, my TikTok algorithm is now just fucking aliens, so that's great. Anyway, let's not go down that road. Let's start podcasting. How far are we in?
Fuck knows.
Oh, I didn't start recording. No, the image, not the audio.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, that was so funny.
I'm naked under my dressing gown.
Are you?
Yeah. I've just got out of the shower. That's why I've got all wet hair.
Better not let it slip too much. We're recording now.
Okay.
That's
image.
blown my mind that you're doing this naked. But ridiculous.
It's under the
we're all
dressing
naked
gown.
under our clothes.
I was just going to say, Tash, I'm naked under my clothes.
No, I know. It's such a ridiculous. I don't know why I'm so flabbergasted by it.
Your
You mean you're naked? You mean you're naked under what you're wearing? No, so you're not naked at all then, really?
Oh, flabbergasted doesn't get used enough.
Oh, I love it.
Right. I think we'd get
Yes.
on with Chugly, you know. I reckon we would.
Oh, Chugly would love us. Should we tag her?
She'd probably be like, who the fuck are these nutters?
I don't think she would.
No, maybe not.
Nah, I think she'd enjoy.
Love it.
She does like a bit of true crime.
Does she?
So I think she'd, yeah. Well, she's a woman.
maybe.
She's
Maybe we
bound
should
to like it.
Tag her when you post this on Instagram.
I'll tag her.
Right. Tash, my story
Yeah?
is especially for you, actually.
Especially for you.
Because
Well, I feel sad that
No,
I wasn't
you'll
targeted
no.
for this.
Right.
No,
It's
no,
because-
it's fine. You have
No,
a favourite.
Listen. Listen to me.
I think what you need to just understand, Becky, is that I'm always everybody's favourite, and in every scenario, I am the favourite, and that's okay.
As you were telling me that, you had a massive echo on your voice, so it like really echoed into both of my ears at different
Like
times,
God.
and it was as if I was like
Like
spinning.
God. I was going to say that, just like God.
All right.
No, it's actually because I'm cruel. Because
Right.
Tash enjoyed last episode's script so much about the bubonic plague.
Because it actually is making me want to gag already.
And you thought it was really interesting. And I enjoyed it. So I
Becky
thought
was thrilled by it.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought about it today. It
She
was
was
great.
excited to discuss her favourite plague.
I just love the plague so much. You know how for men it's the Roman Empire, mine's the plague.
The plague, yeah. I thought men were dinosaurs.
No, it's the Roman Empire, isn't it?
Is
Roman
it?
Empire, and I think dinosaurs are coming for a close second.
It was that thing a few years ago, wasn't it? How much do you think about the Roman Empire?
Oh, wasn't it the Second
Yeah.
World War? No.
Well, it was definitely the Roman Empire, babes.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up. Anyway, because you enjoyed the medieval diseases, I thought I'd do an episode on medieval treatments for different illnesses.
Is the vibrator going to be in there?
No
That was the
vibrator.
Victorians, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that came a bit later.
Okay.
Becky, you'll enjoy it, and Tash, be prepared to feel very, very sick.
Well, I can't wait.
So, after last episode's success and seeing how much Tash enjoyed hearing about pigeon slippers and burst buboes, still think that's an adorable word. I thought
It
we'd
is
I mean,
carry
it's
on.
not though, is it?
Bubo? Yeah. Little boobo.
But not when you know the connotation.
Oh, no, the
Emma,
actual
you need
thing.
to create a sticker for your Etsy shop where it's a really cute boobo like this.
I'm a boobo. I
It's
have
like,
had
I'm
to
a
shut
cute
my
boobo.
Etsy down because all my customers were in America, apart from a few, and you can't post anything to America now from France. France says no. Even a
Oh, that's
letter, just a
unfortunate.
handwritten letter,
Why?
you can't post it. Something to do with tariffs.
So what if you need to send something to America, though?
Can't do
And
it.
they can't.
That's
No,
wild.
America's like, no, fuck you. Fuck you.
So, yeah, for the minute, my Etsy shop is closed. I can open it up again, but it's closed at the minute. Anyway, I thought we'd carry on investigating strange, barbaric, and some downright ridiculous medical practices throughout the medieval times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Starting with epilepsy. Pretty common. In medieval times, it was known as the falling disease or St. Valentine's malady. So, for most of the Middle Ages, if you had a seizure, people didn't think neurological disorder. They thought demon.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's scary, isn't it, when it happens? If you didn't know
Yeah.
why it was happening, we're like, possession. Absolutely.
It's a demon. Because the brain was seen as the seat of the soul, any malfunction was treated as a spiritual emergency. One of the most terrifying treatments used was trepanation.
Oh.
Have you heard of trepanation?
No, is it like trepidation,
No.
though?
I don't
I
think
just
so.
also don't really know what trepidation means. Just a good word, isn't it?
Neither do I. Neither do I. But I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
not the same thing. Archaeologists have found skulls dating back thousands of years with perfectly round holes bored into them.
Oh,
The logic was simple. The seizure was caused by a literal evil spirit or bad air. It could also be bad air that was trapped inside the skull. To cure you, a surgeon or...
Yeah.
Now, this is the best bit. Most of the time it was the barber who kind of moonlighted as a surgeon.
It's the next obvious career choice.
obviously. First choice.
Yeah, cut hair, shave people, drill skulls.
Butcher as well.
Yeah. So the barber would take a perforator, so essentially a hand-cranked
Hand crank.
drill. So it's a drill that you have to turn like this. And grind a hole through your bone until they reach the dura mater.
I
That's
know
the
it.
thick membrane that surrounds your brain. There was no anaesthesia. Okay, so this is done. You're awake.
And
when
I
they're
bet
doing
absolutely they didn't stop it at the right place every time.
this. No, absolutely not. So the reason they did this is so that the demon would see the light of day and flee through the hole. There you go. So if you survived the infection, you were left with a permanent window in your head and your brain would pulse when you spoke.
Oh, don't.
I don't like the word pulse.
You could just see it kind of...
Oh.
What? Oh, don't. Like when a baby,
So-
when you have a baby
Oh.
and they've got that little, is it called?
Oh, the soft spot.
Yeah.
The little soft bit.
And that you can see that moving. I mean,
Rank.
great, you can see it moving, but also, I don't want to see that.
No.
I was thinking brains need to stay on the inside of the skull.
But usually...
That's why we have skulls.
It's preferred.
As I'm getting older, I'm getting a lot more queasier. Is that a word?
I think it's just a
Queasier.
lot more queasy.
A lot more
Queasy. A lot more queasy.
A lot more queasy.
Or queasier.
Oh, I thought I had quite a strong stomach, but I actually want to gag.
So, and it gets better. If the drill... There was another option if the drill didn't appeal to you. The medicine wasn't much better. Oh, so sorry. It doesn't get much better. There was a long-standing belief stretching from Roman times right through the 17th century that the blood of a dying person held a vital spark that could jumpstart a failing brain. During the Middle Ages, it wasn't uncommon for people with epilepsy to gather at public executions. The moment the executioner struck, people would rush forward with cups to catch the warm blood of the criminal. They believed that drinking the blood of someone who died in their prime would transfer that person's strength and stability to the shaking patient. If you couldn't get fresh blood, marrow of the human bone or pulverized human skull were common replacements. So you weren't just a patient, you were actually being a reluctant cannibal. This was known as corpse medicine. Yummy.
Oh, they're obsessed with drinking and dead things like mummies and
well,
powdered,
That's part of it. That's part of corpse medicine, mummy powder.
I was thinking of all the diseases that's transmitted by, like, blood being exposed to someone else's blood and then you're just there chugging it. The smell, I'll tell you what, the smell of blood makes me feel sick. The irony smell.
Yeah.
Not like I have to smell it often, but you know what I mean?
I
It's
just
like,
don't want to drink
rank.
someone's blood, to be honest.
Especially somebody who's just had their
anything
head
dead.
chopped off. So you're there in front of, like the stub. And, oh, no.
Like the ice cream machine at McDonald's. Stick my head under there.
Of course, we've got to have some wild animal remedies as well, yeah? Like the pigeons.
Right.
Oh, it wouldn't be...
Are they pigeons
Wouldn't be
again,
medieval
though?
stuff without...
No, this actually is really good. So...
So good they're still using it, Emma.
Really good as in shocking, or it actually might have worked.
I'll let you decide. So, one of the remedies was elk hoof. I don't know if hoof.
Hoof.
Hoof. Elk
I say hoof. I think it's an accent thing.
Elk hoof. Now, before you all judge, let me explain. Let me explain the logic, and you'll see it wasn't that far fetched.
Where
So
are
elks
elks, though? Because we don't have elks in England.
I don't know.
Or Europe.
They're about.
Are elks in Europe?
Don't worry about it. They're about. Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry, they're about.
Do you know what? You can count on an elk being there when you need its hoof.
Yeah, exactly. So they will renown these elks for falling over.
Because half its fucking leg's been chopped off.
Not yet. So they're renowned for falling over. Probably from parasite infection or heat exhaustion. But people
are they like those goats, the fainting goats, the fainting elks, and they just go, ooh.
I don't know. Maybe they were. But because they fell down so much, they assumed that elk had the falling disease or epilepsy. Okay? It's not that far-fetched so far, right?
I
Not as far-fetched as pigeon slippers.
Okay, so here's where we've got to just bear with them a little bit. Elks were often seen scratching themselves with their hind legs behind their ear. Again, probably from parasites.
Or just
But
a little itch.
not to the medieval person. Nay. Well, they thought the elk felt a seizure coming on, and the remedy for the seizure was to touch itself with its hoof. Therefore, the hoof of the elk was the cure for epilepsy.
Oh, God. Listen, I mean, they were trying.
It's not ridiculous, really, when you think about it.
I'd rather someone touch me with a hoof than drill a hole in my head.
I mean, to be fair, Becky, neither would work, so you're probably best sticking off.
You might as well not have a hole in the head.
Exactly, a pulsating hole. People would make the hooves into powder and either make it into rings to wear, so they'd have it constantly on their skin, or they'd eat it, because why the fuck not? We're chugging down people's blood and bone marrow, so...
Yeah.
After people continued to seize, even after eating copious amounts of hoof, they might have been tempted to try a little fried canary.
Oh, I'd imagine it's full of bones.
Oh yeah, there's
It's
not
only
much.
tiny.
There's not much to a canary. Now, this one actually does make sense, I promise. They believed that because birds were masters of the air, their flesh contained a spiritual lightness. So if your brain was clogged with heavy, wet phlegm, which is what was thought to cause the seizures...
What was happening? We all know this.
Yeah, brain phlegm. Eating a songbird was like sending a little cleaning crew of airy spirits into your head to scrub out the blockage. Birds were the only creatures that could fall from the sky and survive. by flying. They flew, so they didn't crash into the ground. But still, they survived the fall. And since epilepsy was known as a falling sickness, eating a creature that had mastered the fall was seen as a way to gain its immunity. The bird could fall but conquer the air, so its flesh was the antidote. Okay, sorry, totally lied. It's just as ridiculous as everything else.
Is it though?
Poor canaries. It is a bit. It is. Okay, the next disease is called chlorosis. So this one doesn't actually exist that much as far as I can tell anymore, because it's brought on by malnourishment that results in anemia. But it was really common back in the 1500s. And it was the disease to have. It was actually quite trendy. So it gave you very, very pale skin that looks slightly sickly green. And so it resulted in the sickness being called the green sickness. Very original.
How fashionable.
And
TB was fashionable as well, wasn't it?
Exactly like it was trendy to have tuberculosis in the 18th to mid-19th century. So the symptoms for this were pale skin, lack of appetite, but strange cravings like dirt, chalk or charcoal, a racing heart even when sitting. So the cravings for dirt, chalk and charcoal are because you're anemic and your body's craving iron.
I'm going to say, I find it very hard not to bite into chalk most of the time.
It's that feeling though, isn't it?
I can't be around chalk. Yeah, but I feel that it'd be really nice. I just want to suck it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she is serious.
Yeah. I've got
you don't want to bite chalk.
I don't go around and do it. I want to bite it if I think of chalk. But I don't do it. Charcoal as well, I'd like to bite that, but I don't do it. I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking about it. I'm not going to do it.
I was thinking about it, girl. I'm not going to do it.
When I was pregnant, do you know what my craving was? Firelighters.
Chalk.
What?
Firelighters. You know, the little white cubes.
Mine
What
was
to eat or to
fucking
smell?
chocolate bourbons and a chicken and mango sandwich.
Mine was firelighters.
Mine was the roast chicken from the supermarket.
I would just sniff them. And then I'd be so tempted to just... I was getting
You
high
probably
on
have.
firelighters.
Well, there's like gas on them, isn't there? There's like lighter fluid.
Yeah, some of it smelled nice though. And I feel like they'd be really nice to bite into.
No, they're gonna.
I didn't do it.
They would do that thing.
I didn't do it.
You know that?
What thing?
No,
I feel like it'd be really satisfying.
It would be like squeaky and horrible.
Jesus.
Oh, Tash, we've upset
it'd be-
Tash so much.
It would be squeaky.
Yeah, but they're a little bit chalky looking, so I'm a little bit like,
Can we move
like
on?
alcoholic
Does that feel
chalk.
really funny.
It kind of sounds nice.
Oh.
I'm just imagining me and Becky. Becky's got a massive piece of chalk and I'm there with a firelighter.
Like, we're eating chalk all day and then it gets to, the sun goes down, let's move on to these bad boys.
Oh.
Okay, back to the green. The green.
We haven't
sickness.
actually done it. We said that we've liked to, Tash. Stop looking at us like that. We're still the same people, okay?
Stop judging me. Right, this one is bad. The remedy
God.
for the green sickness is really bad.
Is it worse than the pigeon slippers? It depends. Let's go then.
It depends how you look at it. It is pretty bad. The leading medical theory was that the green sickness was caused by stagnant blood. So they believed that if a woman reached a certain age and hadn't fulfilled her womanly duties, i.e. gotten married
And I
and
bet that's fucking 35.
I bet it's like 23.
It's like 20. Meaning gotten married and had children. Her humours, now, so let me just explain the 4 humours in medical history. For a very, very long time, everything was about black bile, yellow bile, blood, and phlegm. That was the 4 things that were going to go wrong.
Black bile, yellow bile, blood, and phlegm. See, it's the well-known song.
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this part of the podcast.
Okay, so...
You love bile.
A bit of phlegm.
And phlegm.
Do I?
Okay. So if a woman basically hadn't married a bloke and had babies, her humours would literally just sit and rot. So this spoiled blood would then turn poisonous, back up the system, and stain the skin green. Okay? It was basically a biological warning that said this woman is staying single for too long. So the remedy was sex. She must be married and her virginity taken to fix a green sickness.
I'm back in the game, guys.
I prescribe you a good shag, my dear.
It's what we all need.
Well, it's a bit...
But is this forced marriage? And basically...
exactly. She's not...
I mean, let's be consenting.
Yes,
but
there isn't that.
there's nothing a good shag can't cure, is there?
Actually, yes. And funnily enough, it's the green sickness.
So it didn't cure it.
Now, if you're like me and you're not seeing any logic to stagnant humours and sex, well, that's where we are all wrong. You see, this is where medieval science gets incredibly weird and deeply intertwined with how they viewed the male and female bodies. To a medieval doctor, sex wasn't just a social act, it was a violent metabolic
a social
reset.
act? Is that how we
Yes.
describe sex?
Well, it is a social act. Well, it's sociable.
I would say an intimate act, not a social act. Social act is one of those parties, Emma. Have you been to one of those again?
One of those parties with the
Sexy
pamper
parties.
grass and the pineapples. Sexy party.
Sexy. You said that exactly how I wanted you to say it. Sexy parties.
So the logic relied on
dear.
two main and very incorrect ideas. Heat and movement. So men were thought to be hot and dry, whilst women were cold and wet.
Hot and dry. I'm hot and wet. Most of the time. Wink, wink. No, I'm joking. But I'm not cold and dry.
You're not
cold and wet.
Cold and wet is giving frog.
Yeah. Women are cold and wet, men are hot and dry. So, with sex, the man's heat and dryness would counteract the cold moistness of the green young lady.
I would not describe my husband as dry.
I don't know that you.
I don't know.
Wet, though,
I wouldn't
do
say he
you?
was wet either. But, oh. I don't know. I don't know. The word wet is weird.
Can you imagine using that to describe anybody?
Oh, Becky, she's so cold and wet.
It's my mate Pauline. She's really nice, she's very chatty, and she's really wet.
Oh, I love him. He's so dry.
But do we want a wet man? Because wet's
Sorry.
sweaty.
Well,
Oh, but it's kind of like, ooh. Yeah, but there's a point where it's going to be sweaty
Oh.
sometimes.
Let's move on, because I'll get...
I'm not meaning
Anyway.
drenched. I don't want them to wet the bed.
let's get back
Are you
to
getting
the
hot? Are you getting hot? Are you getting cold and wet?
Of course, sex had absolutely no effect on malnourishment. So once the poor girl was married and performing her wifely duties, they would try a different technique, and this one actually did work. Yeah, if only they started with it, she would have been saved from a hot, dry husband. So what they did was they sat rusty nails in wine until the rust mixed with the liquid and was turned into like a really rusty sludge. And then she drank it.
Oh, yum.
But rust is filled with iron.
It is, yeah, but there's better ways to get it.
Iron.
So lo and behold, the lady would get better, start eating again, which would make her even better, and all would be well.
Better.
Better.
Medical term.
She would return to her wet, moist self.
Yeah.
Yum.
With a husband to boot.
said.
Yeah. With a nice, dry husband. Great.
So speaking of wet or moist, let's dive into the sweating sickness, or the English sweats. So we've already heard about this one.
Wet, sweat.
Yeah.
I've heard of the sweating sickness.
Well, we've talked about it when we covered the dancing plague.
Yeah, we did, Becky.
That be why.
So this was an absolute nightmare disease. And what really creeps me out is we still have absolutely no idea what it actually was. It murdered thousands of people and just disappeared practically overnight. There are some hints to it being hantavirus, which is what we were talking about earlier.
Mm.
Or a form of anthrax. It was a very, very quick killer, 24 hours. You would wake up feeling fine and you'd be dead by the next morning. Unlike the plague, which mostly hit the poor, the sweat seemed to have a taste for the wealthy and the powerful, even royalty. People were seen dropping dead just on a casual walk to the market. That's how quick it was.
Oh, God. That happens, doesn't it?
The symptoms were quick and severe. You'd start feeling a bit off, then you'd get a bit shivery, and then the sweats would start. People described it as feeling like your blood was boiling from the inside. You would drench your clothes and bedding in a matter of minutes. Because the disease caused a very quick death and made people very weak and tired, most people died in their sleep, which seems pretty logical, right?
Yeah.
So doctors decided that sleeping was the problem.
Fuck me.
And avoiding sleep would save people.
Yep.
Nothing to do with eating mousy, pissy food all the time.
No, they were sleeping. They cannot sleep.
No, sleeping is wrong. Yeah.
Well, sleep is for the weak.
But how could you possibly stop someone who was deathly ill from sleeping? Well, in medieval times, it was by shouting
Slap
at
them
them,
in the
torturing them, and getting the local crazy old woman to poke them with a stick every time they started to nod off.
God, aren't you glad we don't live then?
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to have been the crazy old woman. Pokey pokey.
The poker.
Crazy old Maurice.
They also believed that the excessive sweating was a poison exiting through your skin. So you were not allowed to cool down. On the contrary, you had to be kept hot to sweat it all out.
Wow. It's the memory
Obviously.
right then.
Imagine having the most intense fever you have ever had, literally boiling your brain, and instead of stripping you down, they're piling on the blankets, whipping you, screaming at you, and poking you with a stick.
Some of that sounds exciting.
If you made it...
I'd rather just die in my sleep, thank you. Just leave me alone. Let me go in peace, goddammit.
Yeah, it's not a peaceful death. If you made it through the night, you would probably survive, but it had nothing to do with the ton of abuse that you just put up with. It was just most likely that you were stronger than the average person and your body had fought the virus off, despite not being able to get any rest. Not thanks to.
No.
But of course, most did not survive. Okay, now a pretty standard one. Cataracts. Fancy talking about some eyes, Tash?
Yeah, my
Some
nan's
eyes?
just had one of hers done.
Ah, well, there you go. It's on topic.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So, cataracts are not life-threatening,
They're not.
But still, the doctors in medieval times thought it needed sorting out. And and the way they did it will make your stomach churn.
Oh, God.
The procedure, known as couching,
Right.
had been used since 600 BC and lasted all the way up to the 1700s, making it one of the oldest surgical procedures in history, and I imagine one of the longest lasting. It was decided that cataracts was caused from brain phlegm. Remember the humours, the phlegm, the bile?
What the fuck is wrong with them and phlegm?
Yeah, I thought you were either going to say brain phlegm or eye ghosts, one or the other.
No, it was phlegm falling down from the brain and settling in front of your eye.
Ah.
The treatment included you being sat on a stool and held steady by someone so you didn't flinch, whilst the doctor took a blunt, dirty needle that he'd already used on the 9 previous cataract patients.
Oh, yeah, nice, yeah.
Well, they don't know about germs.
Yeah, but just get a bottle of vodka, do you know what I mean?
They don't know about germs. Germs don't exist.
Yeah.
He would stick it deep into the white of your eyeball, and when he reached the lens, with a flick of his wrist, would push the phlegm down to the bottom of your eye.
Oh, Emma. Honestly, it's not even funny now. Come on.
Breaking the ligaments holding your lens in place in the process, so it did fuck your eye anyway. You would suddenly see a burst of bright light, and the surgery was considered You would suddenly see a burst of bright light, and the surgery was considered a success.
But they couldn't see. They were blinded.
Well, they could see light, so that was better than before.
But is it that?
Well, it gets a little bit better.
Yeah,
the
sure
aftercare involved a paste
the after fucking
of egg white, breast milk, and salt that was to be smeared into the eye. I mean, if you think about
some
it,
logic in
eye.
that.
breast milk for
They
conjunctivitis.
say,
Breast
don't
milk.
they? You know, when your little babies have got conjunctivitis, just squirt a bit of your tit milk in their eye. It's quite common.
It is common.
Oh, and salt water is
water.
common for your eye as well. Yeah.
Wrong with that.
Yeah.
What was
I'm
the
not
other
sure
thing?
about the egg white, though. Egg white.
Egg white's very good for your hair.
I think that's the one that's the out.
Eyeball, though? Anyway, either way, this paste of breast milk, egg white, and salt was smeared into the eyeball. And then the doctor vanished.
Smeared.
Didn't vanish, just couldn't fucking see him.
The so-called surgeons who performed cataract surgeries were known as travelling doctors. They would go from county to county operating, collecting their gold, and leaving immediately for the next set of patients. Why?
See what you did there.
Well, because they knew very well what was going to happen next. The open wound in your eyeball would get infected and would turn your eyeball into literal green soup. The cataracts would definitely be gone, but so was your eye, leaving you with a leaky, stinking, empty socket in its place. And if you were really lucky, the infection would spread to your phlegmy brain and you would die.
The luck.
Nice.
I think I'm on the last one now. So that's cataracts. In the Middle Ages, something as common as a bladder stone could kill you. Left without treatment, the stone would either block the passage to the urethra, make it impossible to pee, and your bladder would explode and you would get sepsis and die. An agonising death.
That sounds horrific. Horrible, horrible.
If it didn't block the passage, the sharp edges would cut your bladder every time you moved, causing infection, so your bladder became full of pus and you got sepsis and died. An agonising death.
Oh.
Lastly, the stone just grew and grew to almost the size of a chicken egg, and when you finally passed it, it destroyed your insides and you would bleed so badly that you became anemic, and you guessed it, you would die. A horrible, agonising death.
Oh, bladder stones are out of order.
So something had to be done.
Yes, it did.
I've never had one. Touch wood. Something had to be done. And so the surgery known as lithotomy Lithotomy. There we go. And so the
little Tommy.
So the surgery. Hang on. And so the surgery known as lithotomy, I think, became a thing.
Yeah, that sounds great. Good.
We're sticking with it. Don't worry about it. The person who would do the surgery was called a lithotomist. Lithotomist, yeah. And you considered...
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. And you considered yourself lucky, as these guys were considered the absolute rock stars of medieval surgery. So here's how it went. You lift your knees up to your chin, where your ankles would be tied to your wrists, like being hog-tied. A few burly blokes would then come and sit on your chest to stop you from moving.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
Oh, I was going to say, Tash was leaning towards the camera. She was getting interested.
Okay, so these men are sat on your chest. There's no anaesthetic. Yeah, you're tied up, you're hog-tied, men are on your chest.
Say that again.
You're tied up, and men are sat on your chest.
Are they in leather?
And they're so dry.
So hot. So dry. And you feel cold. So cold and wet. Right. Anyway, this isn't supposed to be sexy. Far from it. So no anaesthetic, no numbing or anything. So the chances you would have kicked the lithotomist right in the face at first cut were pretty high. So the surgeon then took a no doubt dirty metal rod, known as a sound, and inserted it in through your pee hole into your bladder.
Yeah.
He fished about.
They still have sounding rods. That's still a thing.
Maybe not for this use, though, right? Is it a sexy thing?
No, but that's obviously where it came from.
Well, yeah. Okay, so the sound would be inserted through the pee hole straight into the bladder, where he fished about until he felt the stone, and he would push it down onto the perineum, or the taint area, so the bit between your bumhole and...
gooch.
The gooch, yeah. So once the stone was in place and was pressing down on the gooch, he would cut through the area and the bladder wall, of course, and boom, the stone was out. Hooray! Stitches? Nope. They would fill up the wound with some lint, vinegar, and a bit of egg white for good measure.
Huh. It's a good binding agent, an egg white.
And they sent you on your way with your lint-filled gooch.
Filled salmonella, Fanny. That's great. Lint? It's like from your tumble dryer, which obviously didn't exist back then, but
it's from their belly buttons.
I bet the first time he was there, he was like, "Oh, a bit of fluff off my jumper. Oh, well, let's shove that in."
Yep.
I bet that's what I had. Oh, flipping heck.
So if you survive the shock and the scream-inducing pain, you often faced a fistula. Because the wound was so deep and in such a high bacterial area, it rarely healed correctly. So many survivors spent the rest of their lives leaking, meaning their urine would just exit through the new hole in their perineum instead of the proper way. So technically you were cured of the stone, but you were left with a permanent weeping, unhygienic wound that smelled of rot for the rest of your life.
Which probably wasn't very long.
Probably not. You'd probably still end up getting sepsis and dying, I would imagine. Do you know what they should have done, actually? Stick a bloody pigeon on the gooch. That would have done it. Pigeon bandage.
If she'd have worn pigeon slippers, she'd have passed that. That stone would have shot out.
Yeah.
It's not
have laid it like an egg.
That was a man.
Oh, that was a man.
They had a penis and a gooch.
But
women don't have gooches.
Oh, yeah, gooch. We did mention gooch
we have,
quite a few times.
Perennial, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. So,
then.
as we close the doors, because I have finished now, Tash,
Thanks.
On the medieval apothecary, because I don't know if I can stand writing much more. I was writing this kind of going, oh, but also thinking of the joy it would bring me watching Tash squirm. It's easy to laugh at the fried canaries, the green-tinted skin, and the hog-tied surgeries. We see nothing but superstition and gore, but beneath the rusted nails and the elk hoof rings, there was a desperate human drive to understand the why of our suffering. Medieval doctors weren't just being cruel, they were pioneers in the world without a map, trying to balance the soup of humours they couldn't see. They were wrong about almost everything, but their failures paved the blood, phlegm and bile-soaked road to the medicine we have today.
Yeah.
So thank you for all of the pigeons and stuff.
Sounding rods are now used as a sexual act.
Yes, that's what I said. I said it's a sexy thing, isn't it? Sounding.
Well, I don't think sexy is the word I'd
Well, yeah,
to
no,
it,
it's a sex thing. It's a sex
fetish.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a sex.
Yes.
Well, Emma,
weird,
that was
mate.
great. I loved it, even though it was rank.
It's rank, but it is
especially
interesting.
the cataracts. It is super interesting. I never thought about cataracts. I just assumed people just got gradually more and more blind. I never thought they'd actually think about operating. I thought that was a new thing. Now that we have technology behind it.
One of the oldest surgeries in the world, cataracts. I just love gory history.
Nice.
So, sorry for the little paranormal break. I do promise I'll get to it, but kind of loving the gross history.
I like the occasional horrible history.
Yeah.
Horrible histories.
Thanks, Tash. That was nice.
You just really perked up and you were like, this is my time to shine.
She did, didn't she? And it went on for longer.
She shook her head as well, going, horrible.
It went on longer than I thought it would. It was... No, it's good. It was good.
Oh, go and eat some chalk, you two.
Becky, fire lighter, go halves.
It's sun's down, alcoholic chalk it is.
Go on then, Becky.
Dear. So mine's, I know that you were medieval history. Mine's a really old story as well. Kind of go into the medical side of a few things, but you'll see in a minute.
Okay.
So today, we're travelling back to the 1880s, to a time where if you were a woman, your voice was expected to be soft. You were expected to be cold and wet. Apparently. You were expected to be soft. Your opinions were expected to be kept in the home where you belonged.
Were you allowed any? I don't think you were allowed any, really.
What?
Opinions.
No.
They are kept in the home in your own mouth, probably. But away from everyone else. Yeah. Yeah, in your own phlegmy brain.
Yeah.
So, however, my story today is about a woman that didn't quite fit that mould.
Good.
Good for her. Go on, Kel.
Yeah. This is the story of Elizabeth Jane Cochrane. It's either Cochrane or Crocaine.
Or Cockring.
Or Cochrane, but I have a customer at work who's lovely, and his name's spelled exactly the same, and he's called Mr. Cochrane, and when he rings up, he's so fun. I like him, so it's Cochrane for me today.
What? Sorry, what did you say? It was either Cochrane or Croak something.
It's Cochrane.
I was going to say, it's not going to be Croak. The R's not there, is it?
No, it's Cochran.
Tash, you look absolutely fucking disgusted in us both.
Sometimes, and look, I can't really pass judgment or an opinion, but I sometimes think there's some mountains out of molehills here.
Cochrane.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
What are you talking about?
Pronunciation.
I was just watching Tash doing her skincare and putting her little pimple patches on.
Because my skin's really itchy, so I thought, now's the time.
Good as time as any.
Right. Go on, Elizabeth Cochrane.
Elizabeth Cochrane, but she would be better known to the world as Nellie Bly. So this
sense.
is the...
I do like
this is
Nellie
her
as a
story.
name.
Yeah, I do like Nellie, actually.
Nellie Welly. Yeah. Elizabeth Jane Cochrane was born on the 5th of May, 1864. In
Oh, it was
Cochrane Mills, Pennsylvania.
Her birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Many happy
Yeah,
returns.
so when I was writing it yesterday, I was like, oh my God, it's her birthday. Her father, Michael Cochrane, was a man of some standing. He had a mill. He owned his own mill, so which is pretty cool back then.
Yeah.
He was
a miller.
a miller. But he also was like part of the community. Like if there was like any trials going on, he was like an associate justice. So he helped around with stuff like that. So he was
like a magistrate or something, maybe.
Yeah, but because he owned a mill and he was quite high up in their little town.
He was rich.
He was quite well off for the time, not super duper rich, but they were doing well for themselves. He had a large family, as was the tendency back then.
Not sure.
And Elizabeth was the 13th child to be born to his second wife.
13th child.
To the second
I think
wife.
she was one of 16 altogether, something
It
like
was
that.
his 13th child.
Yes.
His 13th child, but she was his second wife's daughter. So he was married before, she died, and then he got married again and carried on having loads more children. So, does that make sense?
Yeah. I understood it the first time you said it.
No, I don't, but it's fine. It's fine.
He had a wife, she had loads of kids, she died. Then he had another wife, she had a load of kids. And that's the second one is Elizabeth's mum.
Sorry. It actually was very clear.
Her family gave her the nickname Pink because she loved all things pink. That's all she wanted to wear. Because she's a kid. Kids love pink. So, when Elizabeth was only 6 years old, unfortunately her father suddenly passed away, which made her entire world shift. And as she grew into her teenage years, she looked at the world around her at the time. So the world was, for women, corsets and stifling expectations. And then she just decided that she didn't want that. She wanted more. She wanted to be more than just someone's wife having to wear these uncomfortable clothes. So she dropped her nickname, Pink. She was like, I'm not Pink anymore. I'm a teenager. And so she went by like her full normal name to try to pave her own way. And I kind of love that teen angst has always been a thing.
Yeah.
So even in the 1870s, I suppose, by the time this is happening, she was still like, no, I don't want to be that. I'm grown up now. So we thought we were cool with our eyeliner and screamy music, but each generation has their version of that. Despite how it was for women at the time, she did enroll into to higher education for her to become a school teacher.
Nice.
Good for her.
Yeah, but sadly, because her father did pass away when she was quite young, the family being as big as it was, their funds were getting low, so she had to drop out of school. But she was a really good writer, and she loved reading, everything to do with that. In 1880, she moved to Angley City near Pittsburgh, and in 1885, the Pittsburgh Dispatch, which is a local paper, published a column titled, What Girls Are Good For. It was a very sexist column about women, claiming that they were good for two things, birthing children and keeping a house. For most women, that column was just the status quo, and for Elizabeth, she was like, fuck that, no. I'm going to write a response to this. So she sat down, pen and paper, furious, and wrote a reply under the pseudonym Lonely Orphan Girl. The editor of the paper, George Madden, was so struck by the fire in the writing that he took a gamble, and the next week that it came out, he ran an ad in the paper asking for the person that wrote the reply to come forth. So when she did, she replied to his thing in the paper and she went in to go and see him. So when she got to the office, he didn't see a young girl. He saw a journalist and he gave her a column. In her first article, called The Girl Puzzle, she dismantled the idea that all women were destined for marriage. She argued that women should have access to better jobs, for independence. And her second piece was called Mad Marriages, which tackled the systematic failure of divorce laws. It was here that she chose her pen name, which was Nellie Bly, because at the time women tended to go under a
pseudonym.
Yeah, pseudonym, like a pen name, a bit like what J.K. Rowling did. It's still a thing. Oh, it was still a thing for a long time. They put a name down that was a bit more manly. So she chose Nellie Bly as it was the title character in a popular Stephen Foster song. So Nellie wanted to be a bit more of a journalist and go out and get the information herself rather than sit in the office writing columns all day. She wanted to go out and live the stories that she was going to write about. So she focused her early work on the lives of working women, the people that were ignored by society, really. She went undercover in a copper cable factory, pretending to be a poor labourer just to witness the grueling, dangerous conditions that the women and children faced daily. And then when she wrote about it, the factory owners were furious because bad press. And they made loads of complaints to that newspaper's office, and the editors were scared that they were going to lose all their advertising revenue that the factories put into their paper. So they did the predictable thing and they reassigned her to the women's pages and fashion part of the newspaper, as it's a lot safer to keep her there. So when Nellie was 21 years old, she was dissatisfied with her job. She'd told herself that she was going to do something that she never thought that she'd do. She travelled to Mexico as a foreign correspondent and spent 6 months reporting on the customs and the lives of the people there. She even wrote a book about it called 6 Months in Mexico. But her boldness had consequences. When she protested the imprisonment of a local journalist who had dared to criticise the Mexican government, which was a dictatorship at the time under Porfirio Diaz, the authorities turned their eyes on her, so she had to flee the country. After she left, she arrived in New York City and was determined to keep going, keep ruffling feathers. But New York was a different beast. Editors didn't care about her accolades or her daring nature. They saw a woman, they saw a liability, and rejection became her daily routine. She was running low on funds and started to get really hungry and was really getting tired of being ignored. But Nellie wasn't someone that took no for an answer. So one day she managed to talk her way into the offices of Joseph Pulitzer. I should have looked up how to pronounce that one.
Pulitzer, isn't that a prize? A writing prize? Is that where it comes from?
Oh, maybe. You're a lot more cultured than me there, Emma. So she managed to talk her way into his offices, and he owned a well-known newspaper at the time called New York World. They agreed to let her write for them, and Nellie wanted to show them what she got. She had an idea that was quite dangerous, but it was brilliant. She wanted to expose the maltreatment of people in what they called back then as the lunatic asylums, and especially the one that's on Blackwell Island. The editors were a little bit sceptical, but she was persistent, and she agreed to take the assignment on one condition, that she would do it properly by getting herself committed to the insane asylum to do a bit of undercover reporting. So Nellie couldn't just walk into an asylum and be like, hey, I'm crazy. Can I stay here for a bit? She had to live it. The problem was she didn't have a family member or a husband that can just be like, hey, this woman,
she crazy,
smells like ghosts and she's got too much of an opinion. She's scary. She has phlegm in her brain. So in 1887, you didn't just walk into an asylum and ask for a room. You had to be sent there by the state. So she checked into a boarding house for vulnerable women, which was a place where people went when they had nowhere else to turn. And then she began to perform. She stopped sleeping. She began to hiss and scream. She ranted and acted completely unhinged. She made sure that the people around her, the staff, the other boarders, witnessed her descent into madness. And it worked. The police were called and she was examined by a doctor, and within hours she was declared insane and sent to Blackwell Island. She'd done it. She was inside. Now reality set in and she was behind locked doors. She was, for all intents and purposes, a prisoner of the state. There's no get out of jail free card. Also, I'd be scared that my editor would forget that I was in there and not come and get me.
I mean,
when this is all over.
The whole thing is terrifying.
You've got to hand it to her. That's like method acting, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's dedication, but fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's extreme.
I'd be so... Well, you'll see in a minute, because when you try and act sane, they'll just be like, you're insane. I don't know. It's hard to act sane when someone thinks that you're crazy. You're just like, ah. So Nellie would spend 10 days in the asylum. 10 days. And she described the experience as a descent into a literal hell on earth.
God.
From the moment that she arrived there, she dropped the act. She stopped screaming. And she just acted normally, calmly, intelligently. She told the nurses and doctors she was completely sane. And that was her first mistake. In that place, sanity was seen as the ultimate sign of a deeper, more dangerous madness. The more she acted like a rational human being, the more the doctors were convinced that she was hiding something. She was trapped by the very medical logic of the time.
Like she's in denial about her mental illness.
Or just a very good
liar.
Insane person.
Yeah.
Like a bit of a psycho, just very, very good at masking it. On her first day, she was examined by a man called Dr. Field. She recalled the interaction with him with chilling clarity. She asked him questions, as well as him asking her questions. So she spoke normally, she moved with coordination, she spoke with eloquence, but the doctor didn't care. He had asked her if she had a lover who had cast her forth, which made her brain break.
Of course, because
like,
only a man could damage us.
Yeah, because we're so delicate. Delicate ladies. And when she denied it, he completely dismissed her, declaring her case hopeless. So he'd spoken to her once. He'd made up a story in his own head that she had been in a relationship and it had gone wrong. She didn't even say anything about that. He made that up.
Yeah.
It was like, I've decided this is what's happening and you're never getting out. She watched as another patient, a girl named Tilly Maillard, begged the doctor for an explanation as to why she had been committed. Tilly believed that she was going just to hospital to be treated for nervousness, so basically anxiety.
Yeah.
That's what she had. So yeah, she was like, I'm supposed to be in a hospital, where am I? And he was like, oh, have you just found out that you're in an insane asylum? The doctor laughed, ha ha ha. So he didn't even say it. He wasn't like, no, I'm afraid that, I don't know, just like a better bedside manner of telling someone that they've been sent to an asylum and not to a hospital. Tilly was like, this is a mistake. Test me. I'm not insane. And the doctor just simply walked away, basically leaving her to a life sentence without a second thought. He just, again, dismissed and was like, no, she's crazy. She's too good at not being crazy, so she must stay here for the whole time. Apparently the nights were worse. Nellie described them as a repetition of agony. The nurses walked through the uncarpeted halls with heavy, mocking steps, keeping the patients awake. So they were constantly moving around, making too much noise, so the patients couldn't sleep even if they wanted to. They constantly badgered Nellie, convinced that a broken heart was the source of her insanity. But the physical conditions were the true crime. Nellie wrote that the clothing provided was insufficient. They were just basically in rags, leaving women shivering in the cold. The food was rotten and barely edible. Everyone had a callous disregard for the basic human decency. The water was dirty and undrinkable. The patients that were deemed dangerous, there was no therapy, no medicine, no rehabilitation. They were simply tied to benches with ropes and left to sit in their own filth all day.
Isn't that awful?
For fuck's sake.
Meanwhile, around their feet, rats scurried across the floor, scavenging through piles of rubbish and human waste. And then there was bath time, when they bathed them all. It was like a ritual of torture. Every single patient, regardless of their condition, health condition, whether they had wounds or not, whether they were sick or healthy, they were all thrown into a communal bathtub that was filled with freezing, icy water. And that same filthy water was used to bathe every patient, one after the other.
Gross. Oh, that is gross.
So it was a cycle of contamination. Some patients were so terrified of the water that they soiled themselves in fear, and yet the nurses forced them regardless. And then there was the ones that had been sat in their own filth all day, finally getting a wash, but they were already washing in other people's filth.
Shitty water, yeah.
Yeah. These women weren't being cured, they were being tortured. Nellie observed that the nurses were particularly brutal to immigrants and women who had difficulty communicating in English. They were beaten for failing to follow orders they didn't even understand. They were just punished for existing. Nellie was eventually released when her editors at The World finally intervened, securing her release. She walked out of that asylum with a notebook full of atrocities. When she published her exposé, titled The 10 Days in a Madhouse, the impact was huge. Huge. It wasn't just a newspaper article, it was a bombshell that shook the foundation of New York's social services. The public was horrified. The sheer level of brutality, the lack of due process, and the disregard for the most vulnerable members of society couldn't be ignored. So a grand jury launched an investigation, and the conditions that Nellie described were confirmed, and the resulting public outcry forced the city to drastically increase funding for psychiatric institutions. They mandated better examinations for patients before commitment, ensuring that people couldn't simply be lost in the system anymore. So Nellie Bly had walked into a place where society threw its problems away to die, and she dragged the truth back into the light. She had shown the world that the mad were often just the poor, the misunderstood, and the silenced. She went on to live a life of credible adventure, eventually travelling around the world in 72 days, beating the record set in Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days, that book, so the fictional story. She lived a life that would make most historical figures seem tame by comparison. Nellie Bly passed away from pneumonia on the 27th of January 1922 at St. Mark's Hospital in New York City. She was 57 years old. She was laid to rest in Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx. But her legacy, it remains in every investigative journalist who refuses to take no for an answer. It remains in every person who decides to look at a locked door and ask, what's happening on the other side? She was a woman that was told to sit down, be quiet, be a lady. Instead, she chose to be a force of nature. She chose to be a witness, and in doing so, she changed the world. As we reflect on Nellie's life, it's worth asking, how many other institutions of care have historically acted as prisons for the marginalised? And who is out there today acting as the eyes and ears for those who cannot speak for themselves? Nellie's story in films, she inspired loads of films, partly the American Horror Story one, the Asylum one. What she wrote about inspired that. Loads of other films. Yeah. There's been films made about her. There's awards in her name. She did a lot. She inspired a lot of people as well. So yeah, cool lady. I know there's
She's pretty
no
badass.
murder, but there was murder obviously in the asylum, but would have been written off as this and that. I bet it was absolutely horrific. You can read it online, what her full story about it. Really interesting. She goes into a lot more detail about what she was seeing. But no, really cool lady.
Very cool lady. Thanks for that, Bex. That was really, really interesting.
Yeah. We both kind of deviated from our usuals.
We did. But sometimes you just got to write a script about what's interesting. Change it up a bit.
Yeah, I'd had it in my notes for ages. I'd started it and I was like, I need to finally finish this. Yeah.
No, it was good. Right, shall we go?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. You can catch us at all the usual places.
Stay safe, everyone. Don't kill people.
And keep it weird. Bye!
Bye.
Spine chillers and serial killers, where the chills meet the laughter spiller.